Good evening, everybody. It's nice to see so many participants for our webinar. Being given the responsibility of heading the COVID-19 committee along with my erstwhile team, this has certainly been a challenge for two reasons. The first being that we have never faced a threat such as this before in our lifetimes. Secondly, because one case of infection can shut down our institutions wherever it be located, something that would have a drastic consequence in our post-COVID preparations. So initially, I would be failing in my duty if I did not extend a warm applause for the work that has been done by the COVID-19 committee under the existing trying circumstances. The main objective of today's webinar is to refresh your minds on the steps that need to be taken to avoid any incidents as we return to work, as well as pass on what you have heard to your peers and associates who missed out attending. Before I get on to the next humorous video, which would give you an insight of what we can expect as we return to normal, let me share a few more words. The Nobel laureate T.S. Eliot, in East Coker, the second poem of his 4 quartets, opens with this seemingly paradoxical statement: "In my beginning is my end." I believe Eliot's words have import for us today. Any vision of our future begins by looking in the rearview mirror, back at our institutional roots, exploring the life and times of our founders and all decades since to the present. In doing so, we will know our institutional soul, the Bartleet's DNA, if you will, those core values that give Bartleet its distinctive character. So, being ourselves to connect to build, I pray that we will face the challenges ahead, enabling us to grow stronger and more united. Thank you. I will now hand you over to the moderator.
Hello everyone, a very good evening. It's nice to see all of you after a long time. I'm pretty sure all of you are excited to come to work on the 11th, so do I. The workplace is very different than before, as the COVID-19 team have taken all precautionary measures and actions to ensure that our staff is safe and our workplace is disease-free area. I would like to mention that most of you all and your staff will be using public transport. So before you all leave home, please don't forget to wear the mask. So you all get into the bus, you all maintain a 1.5 meter distance there, and the bus and the trains will be less crowd. Do not talk to anyone. Keep your social distance maintained, and when you're getting down from the bus, please don't touch the railings. And so you walk to office. So when you walk to office and you see the roads not as usual before, people will be there, you will see people that you know. So please don't go and handshake or tap or hug. So just say hi and nod and smile at a distance and come to office. So when you enter before you enter the premises at the outer area, we have placed a sink to wash your hands. So you have to wash your hands before you enter. And then the security officer will be there to check your temperature. And then there is this hand sanitizers placed so that you can use it. Please, at that moment also, please maintain the 1.5 meter distance. So then everyone is safe and it's easy for everyone to cooperate and adhere to all the actions that we have taken. All the common doors, the washroom doors remain open so that you will not be able to touch the knobs, which the virus will be contracted very soon. So before that, don't forget to mark your attendance. Don't worry, you can mark your attendance on the fingerprint machine. The proper disinfectant has been used to clean those. So after you punch your attendance, please use the hand sanitizer which is placed there as well. So you will be going to your workstation now. You will be given two options. One, the elevator is on, it's operating, one person at a time, and for an emergency, yes, it's open, but we would recommend for you to take the stairs, which is good for your immune system, your health, and more of your safety and everyone else's safety. So when you are climbing the stairs, please maintain a distance and go up in a line or come down in a line, either lines. Don't touch the stairways, don't touch the common areas. We have posted notices all over the office, the stairways, the washroom, near the wash sink, the lunchroom, the entrance, the reception area, everywhere. Make sure you adhere to all that. And then you go to your workstation and you see your desk after 2 months. So before you touch your equipments such as the laptop, the keyboard, the mouse, please use the hand wrap. You have to keep a hand wrap with you. That's highly recommended. So use that and then you can start your normal routine.
Hello everyone. Yes, we are excited to have you on 11th. I'm sure everybody's ready. There are a few protocols to follow when visiting office from 11th. So let me brush you up on it. The staff is limited to 1/3. It's regulated, but it's still under the discretion of the particular department head to decide on whom to report to work. So the first thing is, when you wake up in the morning, you have to ask yourself whether you are comfortable to go to work. See, if you're having a high temperature, any discomfort, headache, or, well, you know yourself better, right? So you have to ask yourself, first thing when you wake up, are you ready to report to work? If you are, yes, please come to work. If not, please stay at home. Do not come to work. This is the first thing that you have to do every morning from 11th onwards. And the second thing is, before you go from your home, before you go out from your home, put on your mask. It's compulsory, whether while using the public transport or while walking on the road or while coming to office premises, working on your seat. Anytime you have to have your mask on. Then the third thing is office ID. People will be brought into office on a roster basis. There's a list that will be given to the security personnel to check you in. So if you do not wear your office ID, you will not be checked in. So ensure that hereafter that you always wear your office ID. And the next thing is, you will always have to maintain 1.5 meter distance from each other. So I know nobody's familiar with a lens because we don't use it on a day-to-day basis. So let me show you what 1.5 meters is. See, if you are kind of like 5'6" tall, if you spread your arms wide, and this arm span is over 1.5 meters. So now you have idea of what 1.5 meters is. You have to maintain this distance between each other when talking to each other, when walking along with anybody, or at any occasion when you see another person. You have to maintain this distance. It's compulsory, and it should be adhered to. The second thing is also while maintaining 1.5 meters, you must be wondering, like, I'm going to see my colleagues after a long time, after some time, and you might be enticed to hug them, you know, put a tap, handshake. This kind of physical behavior needs to stop, because any of that behavior could encourage the spread of the disease. So we are strict about it. Please do not have any such behaviors hereafter. So you might be wondering, like, you know, it's not going to be like before. Office is going to be different, and it might put you in a spot, an uncomfortable place. So what can you do when you see your friends? Well, look in their eye, put a smile on your face, because this will encourage you to have a more emotional partnership than just a physical one. So it's a new way of looking at it, and I'm sure the emotional partnership will be stronger than the physical one. So that's the way forward with when you see your friends. Then using the stairs, like Hafsha said, you have to maintain the distance between each other when using the stairs, and walk in a single file. Do not use a full staircase, full the length of the staircase. You should walk on a single file. And the lunchroom, while using the lunchroom, yes, the head office is limited to 3 people at any given time to use the lunchroom, and Veluvana to 4 people at any given time. So with my experience, I'll share something. You can start eating at your desk. That's the other best thing, because you want, I know it's going to be difficult to eat at desk, because you all are used to sharing food and talking a bit while having lunch. And yes, I understand, but well, unlike before, you might still have that vegetable that you didn't like in your lunch while eating at your desk. Well, at this time, it might be something that you might start liking also. So let's look at the positive side of it and move on, and you might be able to appreciate the little things that you missed in life. Then the visitors, you should be very mindful of who you want to come to office to meet you, or see you, or any clients that needs to come to office. So they should be mindful of all these regulations. Also, at any given time, only 2 visitors are allowed in the reception area. So be mindful of that regulation as well. And also the other thing is about loitering. Do not hang around in common places, because every time you hang around in common places, if you are seen by any other person, that person will be encouraged to come and have a chat with you. It is not helping this protocol. So just ensure that you do not hang around in your common places. You come to work, you do your thing, and you go home. That should be the only basis that you work hereafter. And the next thing is, I know everybody's stressed out, and this is a personal thing that I need to share. I know everybody's stressed out, so going for a cigarette or a fag is a common thing. So hereafter, everybody, or like usually the procedure is, when you're going out, you go with with a colleague, or yeah, you share the fag. So hereafter, do not do that, because you have to be mindful that that will accelerate the spread of the disease. And do not go out with any other person. If you want to have one, yes, there's no restriction. You can always have one by yourself anytime, but ensure that you do not go with any other person for that purpose. And well, all this you might be thinking, okay, we are young, and with the COVID-19 characteristics and the numbers coming out, that we need not fear this so much. But I'll tell you why we have to fear this so much. See, we have a social responsibility, right? I have my parents, I love them so much. You have your parents, I'm sure you love them too. So we should be socially responsible to look after them. So that is why we need to follow all these protocols. So with that, thank you. Over to you, Omar.
Hi everybody. I'm trying to talk to you about the washroom etiquettes. Let me start saying, all this time we are used to know the main entrances of the washroom doors always been closed. Now onwards, when we start work on 11th, there will be a difference on that. That means the entrance to the washroom doors always will be open, whereas we won't have to touch the main door opening and closing, and then another person won't be touching over that. Remember, the main doors will be open, but make it sure always the washroom can be used only 2 people at any given time. Remember, there will be a rush, but you have to understand the situation. Don't wait for the last minute to run to the washroom thinking the washroom will be empty, there won't be anybody. No. Be alarmed early and know if you feel like you want to go to the washroom, make it sure that you will do it well prepared. That means even when you happen to go, if there's anybody, you can always come back and go again later on. Remember, always only 2 people at any given time. At the same time, after using the washroom, the first 2 goes. That means if another person is continuing with that, means we have to keep at least a minimum time of 10 to 15 minutes away. So don't rush one after the other, only 2 people at any given time. At the same way, we have kept hand washes in the washroom. Have a habit, train yourself as you walk into the washroom to wash your hands well. At the same time, when you walk out of the washroom, wash your hands well. That is the way the media announced, the way it continuously updating everybody to say at least we have to use 20 seconds to wash your hands properly. The way we have to wash, follow those, keep those on, then whereas you're always safe. The same way you're saving another colleague of yours, especially end of it you save your family from all these unnecessary problems, the viruses to yourself. So let me update what we have to avoid when we start work on 11th. If you have cough, cold or fever, please refrain from coming to office. We understand everybody loves to come to office, but these circumstances we will never be able to accept you all. As a way said, if you have the cough, cold or the fever, means we are opening ourselves to another virus to get into our bodies. At the same way, we put another person in trouble. End of the day, especially our family is in trouble. So please understand, I know at this moment all the CEOs will understand when we report ourselves what we can't report to work or something. At the same time, but still over that, if you all feel that you're uncomfortable to excuse yourself from the CEO or your bosses, thinking that there might be a problem to you by the bosses asking us to come to work and we can't report. No, don't think that way. You are helping us to get out of this virus as fast as possible. Remember, if you feel uncomfortable, call HR. Definitely HR is there to stand by to assist you on these guidelines, and they will help you out and tell you what to do. Also remember, we are meeting after long time, almost 2 months. Don't try to shake hands, don't try to touch each other, tap each other, laugh and joke. No, keep your distance always, be away from each other, try and be independent as much as you possible. And even if you want to think, if you are rude or something, if a boss passes or a senior person passes, just nod down. I know even if I ask you to smile, we are aware that nobody can see us smile, then we might feel uncomfortable. No, just nod yourself, just bow down. They are aware that you have respected them. So don't worry, people understand at this situation. Also remember, we are not too old to come to work. We are strong, we are steady. Even if you happen to climb a staircase, don't touch any railings. Always have a habit not to touch anything in and around you. Make yourself just be stand still, not to touch. Then we know, just be scared, just like always be alert to say everything is full of viruses, then we will never be touched. So please absorb that into your body, automatically we'll get used to it. So the last thing what I want to ask is a very big favor from each one of us, that is, when you come to office, now since we are starting after a long time, please bring your food to office, even a snack or whatever you want to eat and drink. Don't try to come to office and call somebody and order yourself. Remember, other than the office being listed out, nobody else from outside can enter the premises. So worst comes to us, if you really can't make something from home and bring it to office, if you happen to order from somewhere, please be alert, be alarmed, be ready. Don't allow that person to enter to the office, and there is even the security won't accept that person. So if you have ordered something, means definitely when that person reaches the premises, you have to get out of the office premises, collect that parcel. Now even if you have ordered something and if you have got stuck for a meeting or some discussion, remember, don't ask even the security to help you. They are also under tremendous pressure at these moments, because they are responsible for each and every person, a vehicle to coming into the premises. So please help us out. Please help each of us. So for us to get out of this virus as fast as possible, to save another soul, to save another person, save the company, and for us to go forward very healthy without any unnecessary unpleasantness. Please make sure that we will support everybody for the company, for us to take forward and live our lives peacefully. Thank you.
Hi all, a very good evening and hope everyone is keeping well. So as mentioned by the committee members earlier, all the precautionary measures that needed to be taken in order to ensure a safe working environment to all our colleagues have been taken by the committee, and I think we are ready to resume work on the 11th. Having said that, I would also like to update you all regarding a CSR project that took place during this difficult time. With the blessing of our group Managing Director Mr. Vijay Singha, we were able to live our vision, which is to connect, to build, and put that in practice when it was needed the most. Close to 130 underprivileged families around Velwana was given dry rations and daily essentials, and I think the project was a huge success. I must give the credit to all the hard work and of the members who worked tirelessly in order to make sure that this was a reality, especially since the circumstances were not in favor of conducting such an event, even though it was for a good cause. Amal will be sharing a small video clip that we prepared with the photos that were taken during this project soon after I conclude. In conclusion, I would again like to remind you all that it is our responsibility to keep ourselves safe and keep our colleagues safe in office. So please do follow the guidelines and the directions given by the committee, and make sure that we give our maximum to win this fight over COVID-19. Thank you. Over to you, Amal.